Jet City Turbines, Agent JZ on YouTube. Great guy, the most knowledgeable person that I have yet to see on YouTube, that's for sure. He's helping me out. He sent me this cool shirt, sent me some cool stickers, but more importantly, check this out, because this is part of my little jet truck update. Got these sweet J79 AfterBurner fuel spray bars. Look at the size of those. And the J79 with AfterBurner, there are 21 of these. And I think at full tilt in AfterBurner, it burns something like 95 gallons a minute. Don't quote me on that, but it burns a lot. I wonder if you can see the holes here on this little spray bar. There, you can just see the holes. That's where the fuel comes out. There are a bunch of them on both sides. I got this AfterBurner fuel nozzle. Look at that. Lots of fuel is going to come out of there. That's for the fuel, fire, smoke, light show that hopefully will happen. And he also sent me this. This is a tach generator. So this is basically like your sender for your tachometer. It tells you your RPM. But this one is in percent, not necessarily RPM. I think this engine maxes out at about 15,600 RPM. But to this, and the tachometer itself that'll be on the dash, that will be in percent, up to 100%. Built in 1963. Very cool. Square drive. Kind of like your little ratchet. It'll fit right up in here. Go right there. That's the little drive for the tack center. Now the nuts and bolts of the whole thing. Yes, a mess. Big mess down here. This is the oil that came out of it. What was left of the oil. Seems I burned through about 2 liters. At least. I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at that stuff. That's been settling out of the oil. When I was pouring it out, just lumps of black goo were coming out of the oil pan, out of the oil filters. Well, not so much the filters, but out of the drain plugs. And this is, well, it's not really called an oil pan, but I am going to remove this and see if I can't get into there, because what's happening is, here, I'll show you. You put oil in this dipstick. It goes down, and it's held in here. All right. Then the oil comes out through here. This is for the gearbox and the front bearing. And it comes up through here. There's a check valve right in there. And it goes in through the top of the gearbox here. And it drains down here and through your gears for your auxiliary hydraulic pump, your fuel pump, maybe an alternator, generator type thing. Of course, your tack pickup. What's happening is there's an oil passage in through here, through this front upper strut, goes down, and you can see it oils this main bearing back here. And then it's supposed to flow down through this strut and back inside that case. But what's happening is it's getting held up inside this housing, because I fear that when this was fully exposed by the previous owners, that it got full of bugs, that black stuff, leaves, who knows what got in there. So something is holding that oil up. It's just supposed to basically drain through some oil orifices or ports, back down into the scavenge pump area, and then it's pulled back up and it goes all through the system again, through the filters, low pressure, high pressure filters. But if the oil doesn't get back down to the bottom and it gets held up around that bearing, it's just going to blow out. It's not your regular kind of seal on there. There's 2 types of seals. One of them is your typical kind of, I think it's a carbon seal of some sort. And the other one is kind of like your piston rings. It's in a labyrinth, and it's a very well lapped, very tight toleranced piston ring type of seal on it. So if the oil is held up there, it just gets blown back through the compressor where it's ignited, and that's what can happen. You get your runaway engines. We don't want that to happen. So within that maybe 4 to 6 minutes of running, I burnt through half my oil, and something didn't seem right about it. It was kind of all over the place as far as throttle goes. So the mission was, or is, to figure out what's blocking that port, try to flush it out. I've already pumped about 4 or 6 liters of diesel fuel through it. I really don't know any other way to do it. There's a bunch of little tight passages in there. Typically speaking, the top of your jet engine shouldn't be left open to the elements. Remember that for all you guys with jet trucks and jets sitting in your backyard, jet engines. What I might do is fill up that entire housing, the gearbox housing, and just flip it over, swirl it around a little bit, and then when it's upside down, just continue to try to drain it. I'm going to pop a few other things off there and see if we can't get into it. And we got to get the oil flowing. If the oil's not flowing right, she's a basket case, and I don't like that. We got to make this thing work, right? So that is the jet truck update. And that's it, the jet truck update. Signing out, I got to thank Agent Jay-Z, of course, on YouTube. Make sure you check his channel out. Check out the AfterBurners, man. He goes through about 1,000 gallons in a few minutes. It's pretty cool. Gotta thank him. I gotta thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. I'm looking at that thing here in the viewfinder, and it's pretty darn cool. It's a beast. We'll get it going. Thanks for watching.